wrapped up in my sleeping bag, looking out the window at Aaron's house as the sun is beginning to creep over the horizon. And the trees are silhouetted black against the emerging blue sky with the fading stars up in the sky. And I think to myself how much I hate Aaron because he's got it fucking made with this fantastic house of his, this nice little piece of property tucked away out in the backwoods of South Dakota. God, I fucking hate him. I hope he dies. I hope he dies of syphilis. You piece of shit.
Every once in a while I'm wrong, and I will correct myself if say, oh no, that's not how it works. And an email from, let's just say, an architect related, an engineer agent in the field. Aaron, in one of your episodes, you made the statement about architects need to be good at math so buildings don't fall over. As a professional engineer who has worked with architects for over 20 years, this is completely incorrect. This is a completely incorrect assessment and statement. All structural and stability design is done by a structural engineer. Architects make pretty things, engineers make things work. My specialty is this. If you have a question about that, love all your books. Will keep you anonymous because I want you to remain employed. I was under the wrong impression because my good friend, the talented Mr. Lee, is an architect, and he was taking math courses. Now, maybe it was because he chose to. I never really asked him up, but he's like, yeah, I got to do this math and all that. So I was under the impression, but I have to take it from you as well. Because I was like, well, I was assuming, like, well, wouldn't a structural engineer or some kind of other math-based person be there to audit the work of the architect? Also, my experiences with the handful of architects I've ran into is they are basically artists and they're work avoidant and all that. And wouldn't it be pretty to make this? So the personality was there, but I thought, oh yeah, because there was a ton of license. Well, there's a ton of licensure you have to go through with becoming an architect. And I thought that's maybe like, oh yeah, you got to do some math, man. But I'm apparently very wrong, which now leads me to believe that all those certifications, like I think you even had to get a PhD or an advanced degree in architecture. And now is that just gatekeeping? Is that what it is? Because you'll drive around. Where was I? One of those towns south of Reno, Virginia City or something like that. And I saw this, this building. It wasn't anything notable in a strip mall, and Peterson Architects. And when I look at architect buildings, I'm like, kind of reminds me of lawyers. Like, you either get into these prestigious top 1% firms or you don't. And if you don't, then you strike out on your own. And you're just like, I'm an architect, bro. And you design fucking shit, boring buildings. I will say I am incredibly unimpressed with architects in general, as I am with most artists. Now, my friend, he's the best artist I don't know a lot of artists, but this guy's an amazing, he can do everything. Sculpture, painting, draw. He has a talent. But I remember him just having the time of a Dickens trying to get into an architect firm. I'm wondering now in hindsight, if it's like, oh no, you need to know somebody is just a bunch of pretentious. Well, they are a bunch of pretentious assholes. But to get in, like, you had to know someone like book publishing or one of these other highly corrupt, nepotistic type of industries. I'm imagining that's what it would be, and then that would make sense. Not that I don't believe you. That no, they just make pretty things. It's a highly sought after profession, but you ain't getting paid unless you know someone. That corroborates my experience with the handful of architects in the little world of architecture I got to see into and got to peer into. That would also explain why my good friend, who has way more talent than most anyone else I know, probably isn't working in architecture. Oh, anyway, I wanted to correct myself publicly. Architects are mostly worthless. Some of you do actually have talent and you can make pretty buildings. But for the just go out and look around at architecture. Are we going to make more Soviet style brown 1970s shit? I mean, no joke. I mean, I could go all day with you architects. the fucking museum, not the museum, the library that Obama's putting up, like, dude, like, what? Look, let me explain some of the architects. Even at peak minimalist art, I don't mean like financial minimalism, like the I'm a lazy boomer trust fund baby sack of shit, and I'm going to paint a blue circle on a white canvas. Modern art, right? Everybody, even theirs, is like, what the fuck is this low grade shit? Well, you don't understand. It's about the interpretation. No. You're a lazy trust fund Nepo baby. Mom and dad gave you a shit ton of money. Now you go to make pretty pictures like fucking Hunter Biden. Just knock it off. Knock it off. Most of you are talentless hacks. Please stop. Please stop making eyesores, okay? We already got to look at the fat people of Walmart. We don't want to see your fucking shit drab architecture. Go give some kids some Legos and they'll build something prettier, okay? There it is. Wow. Mi Verda, the king. $2 as a nicely tan surveyor. Please, PLS should know math. PLS, I don't know what a PLS is. Brent, for $2, what BS and MS degree should I spend my GI Bill on? Go get the book Worthless, the Young Person's Indispensable Guide to Choosing the Right Major. And you may not even want to go to college. Maybe you want to go into the trades. Brent, what do you want to do that pays, right? What pays? That's the most important thing. What do you want to do in the realm of things that pay? So that could be an engineering degree. It could be an accounting degree. It could be medicine. Go become a doctor or a nurse. It could just you want to be a plumber. But what pays? And then go look through. I mean, you may not even have to go to the schooling of any kind, trade school or college. You could go, the railroads hire if you want to work in cold conditions and be paid a lot of money with a little bit of training. It's up to you. But yeah, don't major in the liberal arts or the social sciences. Avoid generally what girls major in. Cyberbully, $10. My brother is a high-end architect. It's a god tier job. Creativity and engineering combined. You're protected by licenses from outsourcing. High social status as well. Need to be at a top tier firm. Okay. Yeah, I figure it would be like law firms or acting. There's the top 2-3%, and everybody else is at the strip mall doing bullshit. Does he have to do math? I swore my friend was studying math and the licensure and all that, but I'm going to go with the structural engineer agent in the field. He knows. I'm like, okay, well, you work with them. Or is it one of those things where there's two type of architects, one who know the math and like, yeah, I can't design this ridiculous thing because, I do some quick math. It's like, well, that we don't have the materials doesn't exist to support what I'd like to build here. But yes, when I was hanging out in architect circles, I'm like, it just seemed like a bunch of snobby. They're the type of people who would go to coffee tastings. So I prefer the beans that comes out of the monkey's butt. It's all they did was look at like other architects, like pictures of architectural books. I'm like, why don't you design something that looks cool? You don't understand what looks good. Yeah, no, actually I do. Downtown, look at all the glass buildings. Oh, yeah, I see the glass. Yeah, I noticed. Yeah, you went overkill with the glass in the 90s already. The king. Surveyors and drafting techs are usually decent with math, but leave Calc 1 and Calc 2 to the professional engineer squares and arithmetic. For CPAs, a bunch of nerds. Am I right? Dude, CPAs they're the nerdiest group of losers ever, man. Dude, squares like to do CPAs and they do accounting and taxes. Those guys are holy shit, man. Well, I gotta be careful, Chad. I'll probably fuck up my taxes if I keep slamming on them. Roberts, 10 generous dollars. Junior pastor of my church has a master's in the field. Architecture? Was downsized and hasn't worked in the field since 2007. Yeah. Yeah, that housing crisis butchered my buddy. Now works as a social worker for the state. Wife is a teacher. They are debt free at least. Yeah. So they're a work avoidant family. I'm going to become a pastor. I'm a teacher. What are you? The social work? Okay, all right. At least they're good with their money, I guess. Yeah, don't major in architecture. That is one of the worst fields, just so you kids know. Like you got to go get it depends on the state, and you need a license. Some states require like 8 years of education, college. No, just don't do it. Just don't do it. And you're not going to get a job anyway because you got to know somebody. Colin, $5. My dad works trades in a hospital. Had to call out the architects because they drew up blueprints that had no power to the emergency room. Yeah. Mi Verda, the king. I'm surprised so many people have an opinion on architecture. The king, $2 PLS, professional licensed surveyor, also not on the list. Okay. Ice Snows, $5. An architect is too straight to be an interior decorator, but too gay to be an engineer. That's a good one. I got to tell my buddy that because he is gay. An architect is too straight to be an interior decorator, but too gay to be an engineer. That's good. You know what? I bet he's heard that one. I bet you him being in the industry, he's probably heard that one. All right, there we go. I have been corrected. All you artsy fartsy architects, just go fuck yourself. Fuck you. We don't care anymore. We don't care. We don't care. You're as ugly as Americans. Your work is as ugly as Americans are fat. Until we start seeing some classic Roman, American, European architecture, I don't want to see your fucking minimalist Star Wars at looking buildings. See you guys later, Toodles.